Alright, here we go. Live-ish again. This is a special edition. I'm making lunch today. Just a simple little pasta dish. I'm just going to get straight into cooking because otherwise there's going to be a bunch of dead air. So first of all, I'm going to get these pans going. I'm going to chop up that onion and we're going to get started. So first of all, get that up to like a medium-ish heat. 2 tablespoons of oil, or thereabouts. And we'll get our pasta water, oh no, not that one. We'll get our pasta water boiling. And for me with pasta, I always like to make it sort of quite salty. Stir it by hand. Should probably switch it so you can see what I'm doing, eh? So that's 2 tablespoons of oil. That's like a good 3 solid pinches of salt. Like I said, if it tastes like the ocean, perfect. But not the Mediterranean Sea, that is too salty. Okay, back to our onion. So this is like 1 3/4 of an onion. Should be 2, but I used a little nib the other day for something else. And just grab a sharper knife. Make it a bit easier for yourself. And I like to cut it on that way to get nice slices. That way for rings, that way for slices. So this is from my boy Yotam's book. Again, this is the triple feature, the triple header. This actually ticks all of the boxes in the SIMPLE criteria thing he does. All right, so I'm just going to take this over to a pan. We'll go have a look at it, eh? I'll just use a wooden spoon just to break up those slices so we got a nice surface area going there. I'll just cut the root off that one so it actually breaks up. And again, season with a bit of salt. Oh, there's another one that I didn't cut the root off properly. There's another one, but I might just beat that one free. Same with that one. So I cut both ends off the onion in half, or in half that way, and then slice. I mean, just, yeah. There's a lot better people at explaining how to cut an onion than me, so I'll leave that to them. I mean, one day, if I get really good at explaining it, I'll have a comprehensive video on how to cut onions, but for the meantime, it's a DIY video. Alright, so now that our onions are cooking and sizzling away there, what do we got next? We're cutting up these cherry tomatoes in half. Now I've also got, this is the leftover tomatoes from last night's dinner, which kind of has all the similar ingredients. Like it's got capers, there's no garlic and there's no anchovies in this recipe, but I'm sure it'll taste fine. So this is going to taste a little bit different too if I follow this recipe to a T, but I don't often follow recipes to a T because they're not rules, it's just guidelines, just like this video. You don't have to follow me, just do what you want. So I'm just going to cut these cherry tomatoes in half. Actually, this container's worked out quite well for prep because I'm just going to chop everything up, dump it in there, and then when it's time for it to go in the pan over there, nice easy transportation device. So it's about 400 grams of cherry tomatoes. I'm using, I think the bag was 250, and whatever that is, I probably am pretty close to 400 there. So we're 1 onion, a couple of handfuls of cherry tomatoes, got olives here. It says 55 grams. I think I weighed out what was left in my jar and it was about 60. So I'm just going to slice these in half. What else have we got? 20 grams of baby capers. I'm not measuring those out, probably just a tablespoon or so. I would imagine they weigh a similar amount as these guys. So if I just go half as many olives and capers, which probably would be about 2 tablespoons. Now going back to the simple thing, so the SIMPLE, use it in a sentence. So the S is short on time, the I is less than 10 ingredients, the M is make it ahead, the P I think is pantry items. Yeah, just ingredients from your pantry. The E is easier than you think. Alright, we've got nice sizzly onions happening. Yep, those are looking very good. I'll just turn this down because we're not quite ready for it yet, and I don't want it to boil it away. So that's good to go. I'm doing pretty good with the old preparation, you know. So these capers, I'm just gonna give them a rough little smush. And use my fancy new dough scraper to dump it in there. Now, those onions look like they're ready for some buddies. So I'm going to dump all of this in there. Give it a good little stir around. I went to use my iPad this morning, which is what this camera here is, and I was like, why is there all this splatter on the screen? And it's because the steak I cooked last night, there's a little bit of Overspray. Right, now the recipe does say 3 tablespoons of rose harissa paste. There is a note on like, not all rose harissa pastes are made equally. Like I think this brand is this brand that my boy Yotam uses. So he says it's because it's got the rose in it, it balances out the spice or the smoky flavour. I'm just going to do 3 very timid tablespoons because you can always add more later, you know. But he said that if you get this from like a proper African grocery store, obviously they don't play around and it can be a lot more intense, spicy, so into your own risk. Oh, this is going to be good. Those tomatoes are just going to absolutely disintegrate. Add 200 mils of water, it says. I'm probably not going to do that much because that just means more time to evaporate, which means this is going to take longer to cook. So I've just kind of covered it enough so that everything's kind of boiling, bubbling to this nice sauce. That needs salt. Obviously I've just introduced a bunch of unseasoned tomatoes and they just scream, give me salt, give me salt. So I'll do that. And they are just disintegrating nicely. Everything seems to be cooperating. What's going to go wrong? Okay. That's just going to get a lid on it and hang out for a little while. And I'm just going to do a little cleaning. So if you don't like the sound of running water, or me pacing, mute your video. And then just a little bit of parsley. I'll probably just do the leaves. I'll leave the stalks out. I like the stalks when it comes to coriander because that's where all the good flavour is, or cilantro, depending on what part of the world you're from. Although I believe cilantro is the leaf and coriander is the plant. So I'm just going to try and squeeze this into a ball so it doesn't spring out everywhere. Well, that camera angle just looks like a like you're standing on top of a volcano, doesn't it? All right. That's my garnish sussed. I'm just going to do those. There is way more sauce than there is pasta here, but obviously I like to cook the pasta fresh. The sauce you can reheat easily. So I might do a fourth one. And that way if I want a snack later, I can easily just cook up some more pasta. I've got the sauce good to go, and it's simple. Just like the book, simple. All right, let's have a look at the sauce, eh? Oh. I picked a really good day to wear a white shirt. This shirt's not going to survive this, I don't think. Right, I think I'm going to just let that go topless. I'm going to crank up our pasta. I'm going to put a little bit of parsley in. Maybe a little bit more in. Get our bowls in. All right, and with the pasta. Now this is the fresh stuff out of the fridge, so it shouldn't actually take too long to cook. Oh, that looks beautiful. I love like just a nice chunky sauce. I think this might be it for simple for a little while. I might give my boy Yotam a little rest. Golly, that is a terrible angle. If I hold that up, is it better? Yeah, look at that. Gorgeous. Ooh, I think this white shirt might survive. Getting a little bit cocky here. Okay, now the only other thing is you can serve this with a little bit of yogurt, depending on how you want to pronounce it. Bit of parsley, salt, pepper to taste, all of that good stuff. But yeah, this has been pretty damn easy. And I think this pasta might be ready. Yeah, that's good. So what I like to do there is pretty much drain it, turn off all that heat, turn that guy off. Is there any better sound than when the extractor fan gets turned off? And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to spoon a little bit of this in to our pasta, make a mess. Stir it all around so all our pasta is nicely coated. And then we're going to go and dish out. I don't know how to do that fancy fork looking thing, but I'm just going to do a little nest. And a little dollop of sauce. And a teeny tiny bit of parsley because I'm not a big fan, but it looks nice. And there we go. Pasta with rose, harissa, black olives and capers. That looks pretty close. I think I did it again. Alright guys, have a good day this time, not a good night, because this is the lunchtime edition of live cooking. Great book. This might be, if there's ever a book where I'd cook from start to finish, I don't know if I've said this before, but I've always wanted to cook a cookbook from cover to cover. This could be one. Yeah, this could definitely be one. Well, anyway guys, with that, have a good one. Thanks for watching.